Oh my God, head's gone. It's Judgment Day. This. It's like the day out. It's like, have you ever seen the film 2012 where they know the world's going to end, and then like loads of water comes and stuff.
I've not actually seen it.
I don't know. Never seen 2012. It's apocalyptic, but I wouldn't quite say it's apocalyptic. We're here at Leamington. View from Hazards, episode, was it 33, 34?
I think it might even be 34.
34.
I think it's 34.
Plus vlog. But yeah, no, it's been 2 weeks since our last one. Apologies. Both lead really busy lives. I have a job now, so I can't just, I don't know, talk
Part-time.
to Ben. Yeah, well, part-time, yeah. Part-time podcaster. But no, this morning we received news in England that lockdown's happening again, which is really bad because that means real tennis will stop again, which means we'll have to fight even harder to find something to talk about.
And the sound quality will go down because it will be.
It'll be me on Facebook as well.
Via
Actually,
the phone again.
what I might do actually, we've got a really nice laptop at work. I might start doing them like in the office at work on this rapid laptop, so the quality might be a little bit better. But
That'd be nice. Well, it only says lockdown's considered, but I mean, let's be honest.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think the word considered is just to like prepare us that it might happen, so that we don't go full like bonkers about it. But
Do you think people will abide by it?
well, why wouldn't they? Nothing's open. What's the point of going out?
Mate, if there's no charity shops, I don't know what I'm going to do.
I mean, they just need to like. Well, I say they need to. Like, I'm some kind of politician. If we go back into lockdown, just put the penalties for being caught at something ridiculous.
Yeah,
Force people to stay in.
$1 million.
Just force people to stay in. 10 grand or whatever if you get caught outside. What at the wrong time, whatever it is.
Yeah, no.
It'll stop people doing it, won't it? What's the point?
Absolutely, it would. Yeah, true. But anyway,
I love the way that they're like, oh yeah, it'll just be November as well, like it was last time. You remember the first time? It was like, well, we're just going to go into lockdown for 3 weeks.
300
And then
weeks.
another 3 weeks. And
I
then
don't really
3
remember
weeks.
it, to be fair. That was a while ago. That was early podcast days. That was when the podcast was on like 50 views.
I wonder what the what episode. I wonder what the first episode we recorded was during lockdown. Because we can because we can think about this. We did like the first one in Oz, and then by the time I got back from Oz, we didn't obviously do another one until I was back from America. So
We did some in here. We did some in here. We did some in the club.
Yeah, but we're talking mid-Feb by the time I got back from the States.
Yeah.
So we could have only got a handful in before lockdown. So we've probably done from 5 to 34, like under like lockdown guidelines.
Which is weird, but there we go.
So actually, what turned out was like, oh yeah, we'll just do a few lockdown ones and then get back to normal. The podcast is actually a lockdown. It's actually a COVID podcast.
It will stop once the world's normal again. It will stop. But oh well. How's the dog, Ben?
Stroppy.
Oh really?
Yeah, got a right tood. Needs to chill out.
What? How do you punish a dog?
Well, it's not all about punishment, is it? It's about teaching.
No, but like you gotta lay down the law. Do you hit your dog? No.
Yeah. Do I lock my dog up and do I hit it? No and no. Well, it's just you reinforce good behaviour and you do nothing for bad behaviour.
Sounds like you and me.
Yeah, I don't hit you.
Then not behaving. But no. What was I gonna say?
How's life as an accountant?
Yeah, good mate. Good. It'll be your turn soon.
What, as an accountant?
Yeah, but just a little bit of cheap advertising. Ben Taylor Matthews has his accounts done by Schenkman Accountancy. But yeah, can't wait to see like, wow, he spent that much on Betfred.
Yeah, that's not a business expense. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, Ben, you can't claim Bet365.
Day at the races.
Yeah.
Client entertainment. I think that's pretty bad. You can't do that these days or something. There's like a limit on what you can do now.
Yeah.
You can't just literally go out on the RAS 7 days a week and claim
expenses. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would attract attention.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, working every day, but yeah. Oh my God, scary stuff. But we've just had a hit this morning, the last hit before lockdown. Obviously, I booked it thinking, yeah, we'll be able to hit next week when you're here 2 times. But
we're assuming last hit before lockdown.
Yeah, because you're in Saturday, Sunday next week, so.
Well, only if the club's open.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, we could, we might end up being able to hit next week. But who knows? Yeah, look, considers month lockdown. That's not considered. That's been considered for a long time, and it's being announced.
Yeah, that's true. Oh well, be
shameful. Good. Real tennis will be dead again.
Yeah, exactly. The clubs will struggle even more.
Yeah.
Pros will struggle even more.
Yeah, I'll be in so much trouble.
Do you want a fiver?
Yeah, because that'll be £5 more than I'll get.
How about we have a loan?
A loan? No, I'm not interested in loans. Only charity.
Charity only. That's fine. I can claim.
Only donation.
I can claim back against tax. But honestly, it's all a bit crazy. When this podcast gets released, I'm sure we'll know what the situation is.
Yeah, that's true.
Stay strong, guys.
It'll be out on Monday, won't it? So we'll probably know by then.
Hit as many balls as you can on Sunday. I hope you all hit some balls.
Yeah, exactly. It might give us time to do a few more, get a few podcasts in the bank though.
What, as in
like recording?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We've got nothing else to do. There's only so many bicep curls you can do in a day.
Mate, honestly, I'm going to have to go back to press ups and biceps. I made so much progress as well when the gyms were back. God, it's terribly sad. But very exciting news, though, because Ben messaged me this morning, obviously, just to set up this story on View from the Hazards. And, and then he said, I'm going to hit you with this topic. And I was like, oh my God, Ben's thought of a topic. Because between you and me, Ben never thinks of a topic. He always asks me, and then I come up with an idea.
Well, you brainstorm, and I say, "Yeah, we'll do that one."
Or no, we're not doing that, mate. We can't talk about that. Yeah, that's true. He's like the ultimate sounding board. Like
you're the brainstormer, and I'm the filter.
To be fair, like the amount of stuff in my head, like it might be 5 ideas, which are no, and then. But this one, no, it's completely from you.
Yeah. So, well, I'll just put a question to you.
I'm excited.
Or not a question, just like a style of play. So, Brain versus Brawn, who wins?
Oh, what a question! That's an unreal podcast topic.
And the reason for that is I was down at Queen's Tier 2
doing the deadness thing.
Yeah, Tuesday and
Wednesday. Never asked you about that actually.
Coaching the next gens.
Yeah.
And obviously, when I get I get like a timetable for the day. There's names on there that I recognise. I've been on court with them before. I've seen them play before, that kind of stuff. And then there's like a few names on there who I don't know. I've never met them before, right? So you see a name and you see a number next to them, which is their handicap.
Yeah.
So you get
or age.
Well, trust me, the handicaps that were there they're too old for the development squad. But anyway, as a pro, probably more so than an amateur, if you see a number next to somebody's name, a handicap, you get an image in your head of like what they can and can't do, right?
Oh mate, yeah,
that level.
Absolutely.
And then so you kind of walk on court. So let's say I won't like throw any names out there or anything, but there were three of the people, maybe four, there were four of them that were between like 35 and 38, 39 handicap, right?
It's not bad.
So not bad at all. Particularly for their age, and you kind of walk on court and go, before you hit them a ball, you're like, right, I know what a 38 looks like. I know what my 38s look like. And I'm
tall.
I'm like thinking, taller. I'm thinking, right, I know kind of roughly what to expect here.
Yeah.
And then you start hitting balls at them, and you're just like, oh my God, like these guys are so much better than that. Like they would rip my 38s apart.
Yeah, but what handicap are they then?
Well, they're the same handicap, right? So what I then kind of thought to myself was their technique is so good that their ceiling level for the future is quite clearly considerably higher.
Yeah.
And it made me think about like giving lessons and like the short-term mentality of like the human race these days. And someone comes in and the average member has poor technique. And you kind of come in and you try and teach them technique and stuff like that, and they just don't really buy into it. They buy into it for that hour, and then you get them out there next time, and they're just doing the same stuff, right? And then they complain that they can't get better. And it's like, go and look at this kid who's the same handicap as you, and then in 5 years' time when they're off 15, and you said, oh yeah, I used to play against them. Like, yeah, but they listened and had like a good base and a good foundation and did the right stuff, and that's why they're better.
Yeah.
And then I kind of thought from that, like moving on, like the kind of we've touched on it before, like does a good solid traditional game of real tennis beat the whacking it around? Yeah. Like if you get two 30s out there and you've got a thinker if you've got a thinker versus a whacker, who has the ability to get better?
Oh, I mean, the thinker has the ability to get better, but if you think about who's going to win the match, it could be anyone.
Right, but that just goes back to the short term thing, then, right?
Yeah.
So the basher is thinking, I've only got to win this one match, and then in a year's time, they're like, God, I used to play them and get really stroppy that they're not as good as them.
There's loads of people who get really good and just like win. They're good at winning.
All right. So,
Jamie Douglas is a winner. He's a winner.
Yeah, he is a winner.
He just wins points.
But is he a basher?
Yes.
You can't get to scratch by being a basher. Just a basher.
All right. Okay. What's a basher then? Because he like tees off and like whacks it.
Yeah, but his retrieving's insane.
Yeah. Okay. So do you require thinking to retrieve?
No.
Right. Who's the best basher in the world?
Well, I'll put it to you. Who? All right. Here we go. Let's go here then. Who out of the top 10?
Yeah.
Is just a clubber that doesn't have any finesse or like thought process in their game.
Darren.
Not top 10.
Okay, he is a bit like not much thought process, but who? I mean, everyone has thought process.
Exactly, it's a trick question. There's no one. So
right, okay.
Who? Everybody has a tactical like.
Darren has tactics. It's harsh.
Who? So all right then. So who from 0 to 10 has like basically no technique and it just clubs it?
No technique.
Right, you're thinking about it. So the answer's probably not
that many.
You know, there's probably not that many. 1 or 2, if that.
Yeah.
If you want to really pick and name names.
Right. Okay. But are we saying people who maybe don't look as good as others?
No. Just like just their style of play. How many whackers could you name between 30 and 40?
Well, everyone.
Exactly. Right. So already we're finding a bit of a trend. The whole Brain versus Brawn thing, like the Brawn thing, is very, very short term and it gets you so far. Right? And people might go, oh yeah, but you know, all of the top guys like hit dead-ons and stuff like that. And it's like, well, yeah, but they still retrieve, they still hit line and length. They can just do that as well.
Yeah.
They don't go into the match and just think, okay, I'm an absolute clubber. So, okay, so somebody that we've mentioned in like the podcast before, who was well known for being like a very direct player, right? Dave Woodman. Do you think that's all he could do?
He could obviously do everything. He definitely could retrieve.
Retrieving was absolutely unreal.
Was it?
Yeah, this is a guy that basically couldn't serve. Like, and you know, you won't mind me saying that.
What did
like
he
his
serve?
his serving was not good. You look at the level he was at. You've got a certain level of expectation. Same thing as I was saying with these kids, right? You get a number, you get a handicap, and you have an expectation as to what they can and can't do. All of those kids at Queen's exceeded what I thought they could do in every department for their handicap. Like, they were like, oh, you know, can we practice like my cut volley? And I'm feeding them like one bounce sidewalls, and they're just shredding them in the corner. And I'm like, you're 38, and you're ripping cut volleys in. One of the kids, who was like hitting forehands, I was like, if my forehand got taken away from me and I got given this kid's, I'd be all right with that. Well, that would be fine. I'd be totally all right with that. But Dave Woodman, where he was, the level he was playing at, world class, beat Rob in National League once.
Did he?
Yeah. Serving for his level was poor, right? Target hitting and like dead on hitting, very, very good. But you can't get to +5 just by doing that. You can't get to +5 by being Brawn.
Yeah.
Right? You just can't do it. Like his retrieving was ridiculous, and he may not have hit like the tightest stuff in the world. But if you're like a squash player that can get everything back, think about like somebody who's playing right now. Who's the best retriever in the world right now?
Camden.
Right. When Camden's retrieving, does he retrieve and get it back with interest all the time?
Probably not all the time.
No. A load of the stuff he gets back and it's high and loopy or whatever, but it's stuff that's back that no one else gets back. Yeah. So like it just follows on from that. Anyway, I'm yapping on. What do you reckon?
I reckon your definition of brawn is different to mine.
What's your definition of brawn?
I think there's a lot of players who like tee off more than others, and who are inclined to take a more direct route to win. Because at the end of the day, we're defined on winning, aren't we? We're defined on winning points. Who wins more points than the other one? Yes. Well, who wins more games? Because you can actually lose a match by winning more points. But like, yeah, I think there are some players who are more inclined to do that. And so you say about this like 30s one's like brawn.
I'm just picking on like a random handicap band.
No, I know. But I think always you've got those guys who are just like really effective at that level.
Sorry, just out of interest, you said that you think our definition of brawn is different. What is your definition of brawn?
Someone who is maybe has. I think someone who like the other. What's the other definition?
What do you mean?
What was the other one? It was like brain.
Brain or brawn?
Okay, someone who's brainy, I would say, has a better
That's
technique.
a well-known saying, by the way.
Yeah, I know it is. I just didn't know what you're on about. Right, so I'd say someone who uses their brain more you'd assume they had better technique.
Well, no, they're thinker, tactical.
Yeah, right, okay. And someone who like just hits winners, but like Brawn, or someone who hits it hard, he runs around. I think like, as you say, Dave Woodman would have been Brawn.
So I'm thinking.
Yes, obviously you could hit length. Anyone can hit length at that level. Yeah.
So let's think
but
about
like,
right. So
he would have been more like scrappy.
Let's change it up slightly. 30 years ago, when you're at the hazard end, what are you interested in?
Oh mate, the floor.
You're interested in good chases.
Yeah.
Modern day player, don't care.
I don't think I've hit chase 2 ever.
Just don't care what the chase is.
Yeah.
Just don't care. And that is partly to do with people like being much faster, stronger, retrieving better. Yeah. So they're like, I can defend like from second. It's fine. Yeah. I can defend everything behind that. Just so you know, and I think this is absolutely perfect. It's exactly what I was thinking. The dictionary defines brawn as this is hilarious.
Ross Brawn.
Physical strength in contrast to intelligence.
Brain versus brawn.
Caveman is basically what we're saying.
Oh yeah, interesting. You say that. Who do you call that?
I call Darren the caveman.
You call someone else a caveman?
No, I don't.
I thought you said Nick Howell played like.
I call him a chimp.
All right, different then.
Yeah, but that's just because like
both primates.
Just dopey in life, which is fun.
All right, fine. But plays like a caveman, right? It's like a cut volley or a force, Nick, when he's at hazard end. You say.
Sorry.
When Nick returns serve, you were always like, oh, it's like a cut volley or a force, like it's really direct.
Yeah, that's just good. That's just being a good player, isn't it?
Yeah, obviously, I think we'd all like to do that.
Brawn, dead on. Yeah. Brain, chase 2. Got both.
Or if it's Drew, better than 2.
But never better. Never better than that.
Right, so Dave Woodman was strong, right? Dave Woodman was strong. He relies more on that than his brain, surely. His like natural ability. His ability to hit dead-ons, to run around, to use his squash.
You could argue that Dave Woodman, being a Cambridge graduate, is
like a doctor,
has
professor.
Extreme brain, and I don't know why we're talking about Dave Woodman so much here.
Because you mentioned him in practice.
But yeah, only because I was trying to replicate his backhand drive slap down the line into the dead on.
That's in podcast like number 6.
He may have taken the same approach to the game as Bryson DeChambeau, the golfer. He may have gone, do you know what? These are all the aspects to the game, and the best chance I've got of beating everybody is to do this. He may, and everyone may or may not have done that.
That could happen in real tennis though. Like someone just like I might in this new lockdown, just start like bulking, just start whacking it, and turn into Bryson.
Well, yeah. When I say like Bryson, I don't mean like as physically aggressive. I just mean as in the scientists sit down, think about the game, and go, what can I do to be as good as possible? And I find it. I marked National League Division 8 last night, right, which is 35-40, and the number ones in that both played. They both played like traditionally intelligent tennis, shall we say?
Nice.
And honestly, it was so nice to mark that match. I was just like, two guys, same style, getting out there, doing their thing. And it was absolutely fantastic. And then you watch some of the people out there, the short-term modern day mentality, I think, and they're just whacking it around like they haven't got a clue what they're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just they're like, right, so if I'm at the service end, all I've got to do is beat that line there and I won the point. So I can start whacking it around. That's fine. That's still brainy. Because you can use the whole of the stroke area.
Oh,
you don't need to use length is less relevant because all you've got to do is hit the ball into the back half of the court.
Yeah.
It's just that when you see when you see the member who's got like a loose ball at the hazard end and you think, here you go, you've got an opportunity to like cut one in the corner and get a good chase.
Yeah.
And they just drill it like onto the penthouse and you're just like, what are you doing? Do you know what I mean? Like the thought process of trying to play the game intelligently is quite clearly not there.
Yeah.
In in a lot of people. And I was just thinking, if you got a whacker against someone who thinks about it, who's going to win?
Somebody thinks. I found out when I was a bit younger. Like, having a technique really helped me.
Yeah, massively, because it gives you the platform to get better and better and better. And in any sport, right? If you walked up and I don't know, golf. If you had a disgusting golf technique, you could get to a certain level by hacking it around.
Yeah.
But then that would be it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you put the work in at the start and right, I'm going to try and give myself a technique that means that at some point I may be able to get further.
Yeah, that's true.
Then is that not better? And that was what I was thinking when I was coaching the development squad down at Queen's. I was just like, all of you are going significantly further.
Well, they're good lads. Did they have banter? That's all I care about.
Yeah, a few of them. I mean, they're quite young.
True, actually, yeah. So am I.
But a couple of them have got much better banter than you, and that was all that was necessary.
That's fair enough.
But I just looked at all of them and was like, you're all, the number I've been given for you is just where you happen to be right now. But all of them will be better than that in 6 months.
If they like real tennis. They might discover other things.
Well, even if they play once a fortnight, they'll still be better because their technique's so good.
Yeah, that's so true.
Simple.
Interesting debate.
Because you don't have any outright whackers at good level.
You'd put even though if we're talking really specifically you wouldn't, but you'd put Daz maybe in that level.
Would you?
Yeah, he just hits targets, hits it hard.
Well, I mean, he's a good retriever. He doesn't actually hit the
ball. Right, yeah, but
Brawn
doesn't imply that you can't retrieve.
But also, by the way, if you were making a list of the hardest hitters in the game, I wouldn't put Darren in it.
Me right up there.
Yeah, you'd be top, obviously. Speaking of hard hitters in the game, Tim Chisholm's birthday today. Happy birthday, Tim!
Oh, happy birthday, Tim Chisholm! On Halloween, spooky.
Yeah, that is spooky. All right, so I'm thinking of one person who gives it an absolute whack. Right,
Lewis Gordon.
Let's talk Lewis Gordon.
Yeah, he's got brawn though, but he does have brain. But he has brawn.
But why is he not getting better then? Sorry, Lewis.
Well, he does have a brain though. Just makes.
Well, you need to. Brawn, when he was a junior, got him to single figures, right?
Yeah, true.
And now, he's had injuries and stuff.
Yeah.
But to get to that next level, you have to think. You have to think. All right, let's take you. You've gone from 12 to 3 since you were at Birmingham Uni.
Yes.
Haven't got better than 3 yet.
Oh, come on, mate. I'm joking. On paper, yeah.
Because your theory, absolutely correctly, to get through that single-figure band of just keep getting the ball over the net and just work harder than my opponent, make more balls than them and they'll fluff it. Yeah?
Yeah.
That gets you to those single figures.
Oh, mate.
It just
does it.
Now, when we're practicing, that doesn't work against me.
No.
You have to try and find a way to win against me.
That is true. It's going to take a while.
John Dawes missed a 0. Yeah. Never got better because he didn't want to choose to hit winners.
Just
said I'm not going to do it. I'm just this is what I'm going to do.
Like horse racing.
And I'm going to outwork everybody and bet on the ponies.
Yeah, there we go. That's a great life. That's what he was content with. 0 to 9s every year.
And so it kind of worked, and that's what was an interesting debate because it works both ways. If you've got someone who's just a whacker, at some point that won't be good enough anymore. If you've got someone who only nudges it around and chips it around and looks for those good chases, that will get you to a certain level. It won't
hitting second gallery as well. Only get to one level.
You only get to you can only get so far. So it is interesting because you need a balance of both.
Yeah, you do. No, I agree.
And I just think, even though we've spoken a lot about the better players, this topic is so important for the average club player. If you want to get better,
got to think. Go
to your pro and get them to have a look at your technique, but actually listen to them and try and do what they say and give yourself a platform to get better, because you will. Some of the lessons you get. Some of the lessons every pro knows this feeling. Somebody walks on, somebody books a lesson, and you just kind of go, "Oh my god, what on earth are we going to do?" Because they're going to want to get better within an hour, and their technique's so all over the place. What do you do? What can I do for them? Do you know what I mean? So it's an interesting one. You've got to have both.
Yeah, you do. Don't know how much more mileage we've got in this one. These kids, what did you teach them?
Well, it's obviously
Did you tell them to get in the gym, get a bit more brawn?
Lockdown rules, isn't it? So it was just like one-on-one coaching. That was it.
Yeah.
No, because they normally do like they have like a fitness session in there and stuff like that.
I always used to think that
But they couldn't do
when
it.
I was that age, like I'd never done any fitness when I was like 16, 17. Like I did nothing. And you have to do like a run. You have to do a bit of like gym, and like I always thought, what am I doing? I'm just getting tired for the tennis this afternoon.
And that, do you know what? That is why it's also important, because people turn up to those development squads and they're in it for the tennis.
Yeah,
you don't really think about the other stuff. Like,
point,
mate, when like I was in the first, like the first academy. We had, an army drill sergeant came in to do the fitness once. The first thing he did was got us to go and pee in a cup to see how hydrated we were. And he's like, none of you are hydrated. Why haven't you prepped for this? All that kind of stuff. And just like really got you thinking like, you can't just.
That's quite a good story.
You can't just rock up, play tennis, have a shower and go home and eat a burger and think you're going to get better. Do you know what I mean? As in like taking it as a professional sport.
You can do that.
All the people in that were like taking it as a professional thing. God, yeah, we used to have to do bleep tests every time to see if we'd improved.
At Middlesex?
Where did we do it? We did it at Brunel University. Yeah, we did it in a big sports hall somewhere. It must have been Middlesex.
I'd love that, man. I'd love to do like a bleep test.
Bleep test every time. We did a bleep test at Cambridge once.
What, on the court?
Yeah, because we used to do it, instead of doing 20 metres, we'd do 10 metres and you'd have to turn.
That's really hard though, because like you have the turning makes you tired. You'd be
Yeah,
better.
so
You'd be better taking the net out.
So they would basically say you've got like we're allowing you to get. We determine that the turning will account for 4 levels. So whatever you would get in the bleep test, your target is this number based on the turning. But yeah, God, we used to get ourselves into all kinds of stupid stuff. I remember
the great story about the Rob Fay one, about the night out.
Yeah, we all went out on for a night out in Cambridge. Got back at 1 a.m. Got up straight into Cambridge for a bleep test, and Tom Weaver finished his bleep test, got counted out, ran down the corridor, and just puked up in the shower. That's back in the day, and then you get to the point where you go, that's fine. I've got to a certain level. I need to do something different.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
I decided to try and be more aggressive because I was a nudger.
My God.
Still am a nudger.
Not really.
Just nudge well.
You hit a few balls quite hard today.
Yeah, frustrated today.
Frustrated.
Angry today.
Just bored. It's like, I can't be bothered. Last hit forever. But no, hopefully these kids do become thinkers. We'll see.
Well, I think they are because they're interested in their technique.
Yeah, hopefully they're interested in the game.
So to the average club player, it's just so underrated. They're just what about the ball and stuff like that. Basically, that's what I mean about the modern day short-term thinker. If you want to improve your technique, it's repetition and ball after ball after ball. It's a project.
Yeah.
Whereas, generally someone turns up for a lesson and it's it's completely what I did. I had a golf lesson earlier in the summer.
You did, yeah.
Turned up, had one lesson, and was just like, right, I'll be brutally honest with you, mate. I don't want to be amazing. I just want to change this about my game. Can you do it in one lesson?
Did he?
Yes. But I was like, I'm also a coach.
Who's better at coach? Oh, really?
Well, I said to him, I'm also a coach. So whatever you tell me, it will go in, and I will listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just go yes, nod my head, and then not do it.
So, do you think golf pros are better coaches than real tennis pros comparatively?
Oh, blimey! How on earth do you answer that? Well, there's more of them, so it's a more competitive market. So I imagine they've actually got to do more, qualification-wise, and prove themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's completely different, isn't it? Like golf, it must be so hard to coach somebody golf technique.
Yeah.
Because all of the little tweaks and stuff that someone's got to do, they're having to do it at full speed.
Yeah, weird. And
whereas real tennis, you can break down a golf swing, obviously, and the advantage is you've got a stationary ball. Whereas a real tennis shot, you've got to think about your technique while moving and hit a moving ball. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's a tough one.
For another time, for another podcast, I reckon golf coaches no more.
No more.
Yeah.
Just because they it's a more competitive market, so they've got to work harder.
And there's actually probably qualifications which you have to do, and like you have to do it this way. And I reckon it's just so technical, like unbelievably technical.
Every aspect.
Whereas
of
real
golf
tennis
swing
is
can be
more
broken down.
Yeah, whereas real tennis is more like repetitive, I think. But there we go. Anyway,
well, it depends what information you're getting given.
Yeah, all right. You're a great coach.
But do you know
Is that what you were getting at?
You can find a bad coach in any sport.
Yeah, you can.
And a bad coach is only going to be... Bad coach can either be because the information they're giving you is just toilet, or they're not very good at finding a way to like portray the information so that you'd understand it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like you've got to be able to deliver it in like multiple different ways where somebody goes, yeah, I get that.
I hope these kids weren't just saying yeah. Did they know you were, by the way? Final question. Have they heard of you?
I've been on court with a few of them, so I hope so.
Oh god, that's boring.
One of them in the afternoon, to be fair, like it was.
Are you any good? Like, I wanted them to be like, are you any good?
There was a group in the second day that it was like their first time in the thing, and like halfway through the session, this kid just goes, "Is it true you're world number 4?"
What did you say to him? Like,
I was like, yeah, at the moment, yeah.
That's
He's like, all right, and I was like, just 3 more places to go, and he laughed.
Really? I like that. Is it true? Are you Ben Taylor Matthews?
I mean, the funny thing is, he wasn't like, oh wow, he was just like, oh right, cool. Right, are we hitting some forehands then? Or I was like, mate, don't let me teach you how to hit a forehand. Go next door for that. We've got the goat over there.
Rob Fay, he can do it.
got the goat next door.
My backhand's good though. Oh well, right.
Come to this court for backhands and the other court for everything else.
Yeah. Exactly.
What was it? In fact, one of them did say to me.
I love this, man. Because obviously, when I went on the court with those academy days, like I knew who all the players were. So I was like, oh my god, I'm getting coached by like all these players.
One of them asked me to do. One of them asked me to do something. I can't remember what it was. And it was something.
Yeah, boomerang.
It was something that like. It was something like, oh, I really want to look at like my force or something like that. And I was like, you're in the wrong place for that. And they said, what do you mean? I was like, well, you've got like one of the best forces of all time on the court next door. Why didn't you utilise him this morning like for that?
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was, but that was quite funny.
Oh well. Right. Well, this is an interesting debate, Brain v Brawn. What are you as a listener? Are you a Brain or are you a strong guy who just sort of hits it around?
What's the definition?
Yeah, what was that? Sorry, mate. As opposed to thinking.
So I reckon what we've deciphered out of that is that you need both.
Yeah, of course you do.
Brains will get you so far.
You need a bit of like the animal,
but you need a bit of the animal. And if you're just pure animal, you can't get much further.
True. You'll hit a ceiling. The ceiling is lower.
You can't just club it around and.
It's a good tactic though if you're struggling.
Is it? Much more to go wrong. Much more risky.
To be fair, I club it around like into the main wall.
But if you club it and you hit the penthouse, you can hit it out.
Yeah, true.
If you're flicking it around to chase 2, you might not be putting somebody under pressure, but you're not hitting it out. You're waiting to lose. In fact, Nick Wood said that about me before, about my style.
When?
Years ago when I was in the academy.
Just you're waiting to lose.
You're the way you play the game, you're waiting to lose.
What did you say to him?
As in, I'm not trying to win. I'm doing what I'm doing the like right. Just play defensively, keep retrieving, and try and outwork
Shut up,
someone.
Specky.
As you know, playing to lose. And I was like, show me your trophy cabinet.
He was a jet. Nick, what did you do your entire career? Won the European Open, mate.
But yeah, you got to do both. It's just, I mean. It just saddens me that the game seems to be going more and more along the Brawn style.
I agree. It's sad.
In fact, I'll give you a quote. This made me sad.
Oh, who from?
Our current world number 1 and challenger for the World Championship.
Camden Riviere.
The game is won by the person who is willing to embrace the chaos, not run from it.
Well, it's not really very tennis, is it?
Well, it's like that's modern day.
I don't think it's that chaotic, actually, real tennis.
But that's the modern day thing, isn't it? Like embrace the chaos rather than run from it. So basically, what you're saying is, I'm going to splat stuff around, and or when the ball's splatting around, I'm going to embrace it and get stuck in. And there are like some kind of all of the guys based in America play a slightly more squash style. game than like we do over here.
True.
So it is a bit more. I mean, I understand what he's saying there, like the word by the word chaos, and he's absolutely right. He embraces it and just says, right, let's get stuck into it. You know, your average standard British like guy from the
Loser
70s would just be like, oh god, that's just not real tennis. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they lost.
But that's the modern. You know, that's a quote from the current world number one.
He's a good player as well.
He's a good player. Obviously a good player.
That's
But it's a pretty, you know, it kind of, I think it sums up where we are as a sport at the moment.
Yeah, well, guess what, mate? There's going to be people won't be changing. They'll have to do some thinking over lockdown. Guys, do some thinking.
I'm just going to Bryson it.
Bryson it.
What's the point in having a good backhand if you don't win anything? I'm just going to start smoking it.
And smoking. Work for Rob.
Smoking it and everything.
Yeah, smoking everything.
Disclaimer, not true.
Not true, won't happen. That's not right. Right, well, do you know what court we're on this week? Because we did Hatfield or Middlesex. We did Middlesex, but Lords.
We're like 2 miles down the road. Oh, that's right. We were saying, like, is it the two clubs that are closest together? It's got to be close, isn't it? I'll have a quick look now.
Isn't More Tomorrow close to it?
Yeah, but it's not like 2 miles away.
The Harbour Club in Queens.
Harbour Club doesn't exist
Correct.
as a real tennis court. Anyway.
Hardwick and Oratory.
I think as the crow flies. It's going to be Lords. Let's have a look.
Middlesex. What else? Camford and Hyde.
It's 5.5 miles actually.
That's miles.
All right.
It can't be 5 miles to Morton from here.
Yeah,
Probably is actually more.
5 miles to the M40 probably. Right, and sorry, the other one, just because we want to make sure we've got this right. Oratory School, Hardwick House, yeah?
Yeah. 5.5. Probably like 25 miles. Whoa.
8? Oh.
How many miles? Come on, we're still recording here, Benno.
I know, sorry.
Any danger? People want to hear content.
3.8 Oratory and Hardwick, there we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Shock, I was right. Anyway, we're at Lords today, the Marylebone Cricket Club, which obviously was a cricket ground first, but
Still is.
still is a cricket ground, yeah, surprisingly. Although there's been no cricket on it for a while.
The home of cricket.
Yeah. Actually, that's not true. There was cricket on it all summer in the County Championship. Yeah, Lords, great court.
Do you know how long the court's been there? I actually don't.
Since
I'm asking.
It burned down and they rebuilt it.
Yes.
There was a fire. I think it's been there since like 18 something.
Standard.
Pretty big range there.
Yeah, standard.
Oh no! I think they rebuilt it in like 1920. I'm gonna say, but there was a court there before. That's a guess. Could be wrong. Simon Talbot Williams will tell us otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
He actually really enjoyed the last podcast. Anyway, right, okay, Lords, what's it like? There's loads of comments you can make here.
Well, it's I'm not even going to say black. It's grey, basically, isn't it?
It's pretty black walls though.
Yeah, black walls, grey flagstone floor. Is that what they call it? Just like basically a tiled floor, like slabs. Basically, like Manchester was, right?
Yeah.
So.
But they're mega like slabs though. The slabs are.
Yeah. They're chunky. You get some funky bounces where some of them aren't flush anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, Lords.
This is proper quick.
Yeah, it's like playing on glass.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it is. It is super fast. It's really slick off the side walls, so it doesn't kick around the corner because it doesn't have a chance to like grip and spit back in towards the middle of the court.
Yeah.
The timbre is like lightning.
It's so quick. Main Watamba's just game over.
Oh, just literally.
If you don't read that to Main Watamba straight away,
it's just game over.
That's it.
The penthouse is super grippy. So if you go it's high serve, you can aim really deep. And it will just grip and come out.
It's the one,
like
my high serve is pretty terrible at most places, but at Lords, because you can just go deep.
You can go as deep as you like.
It's decent.
Yes, it's black. The trim of it is like green, isn't it?
Yeah, green. Yeah, green.
Black and white. There's quite a few courts that had that like weird lime green kind of colour.
Don't know.
I'm surprised like
green
Lords
lines,
wouldn't be like
lines.
red.
Lords got green lines.
Obviously, it can't be yellow because that would be silly. But I'm surprised it's not like the Marylebone Cricket Club colours, MCC colours are
red and yellow.
Red and yellow. You can't have yellow lines everywhere with a real tennis ball flying around. I'm surprised it's not
just
red.
quietly, Manchester has yellow lines.
They're not all yellow, are they?
Well, not the last gallery one.
As in, it's not like one yellow one. The majority of them are yellow. Yeah, they are, aren't they? and they don't stick out.
No, not at all. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Lords could get away with that. But anyway, what else is it?
Well, yellow and blue. I know this sounds this is going to sound ridiculous, but yellow and blue aren't. If you've got like a thin,
like your T-shirt right now.
Yeah, if you've got like a thin yellow that's not glossy coloured.
Yeah.
That hides itself against blue a lot more than it hides itself against black.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's gonna show up. But I'm surprised it's not red. Anyway, lime.
It's quick though. It's
black,
rapid.
Lime green, seriously quick.
I think
quick,
Lords
quick.
is the biggest test of your technique.
Cuts like an absolute monster as well.
Does yeah.
I always think so. Sorry, you think Lords is the biggest test
of a technique in the game?
I think it's the biggest test of a technique. I think it's.
If you don't have technique, if you're at Brawn, you will be terrible at Lords. Terrible.
I always think to myself, if I'm stepping on court at Lords, and I've not done that for a long time.
Since 2015.
Thanks. I walk on court at Lords thinking, I'm going to have to work so hard here.
Yeah,
physically. Like, I'm going to have to literally pull myself from pillar to post.
Yeah, I remember playing Peter Wright. I told you this the other day.
Because it's quick and it's thin, so you got to get into the corners.
You can get a lot back though. You can.
Yeah. But as in, like, balls that come around the corner don't really kick in that far. So not only is it quick, but it stays in the corner. So you've got to cover so much real estate to get around that play.
Real estate, real good for me. So I was playing Peter Wright in the all-comers at Lords. I ended up losing, and this was like the first set. It was like 2-2, and we've just had some monster rally, and I've won it by hitting some like backhand boast, which has ended up in the dead on. And he's just looked at Chris Swallow and just said, I hope you've had your lunch. Like, just makes you thinking, like, I was just going to run around so hard. And obviously, I worked ridiculously hard. But I was genuinely just like an animal that day. Because obviously, the walls help you out loads. Because if you can hit a wall, it'll probably go over.
Yeah, like you can. Yeah, and like boasting on that place, like it's so quick off those walls.
Yeah, like that service wall. Oh my god, anything could go over. You could hit it like an inch off the ground, it'd probably go over.
So the thing is, it's one of those like courts where a railroad, it doesn't really take much spin on a railroad.
No, it doesn't.
But it's one of those courts that if it did take a railroad, it wouldn't be as effective anyway because you could always boast your way out. Even if you've got no space, it would hit that wall and just take off over the line, take off over 100%. The net.
It isn't bad for a railroad because it doesn't come out that far off the back wall.
No, but it's all about a length railroad as opposed to a spin railroad. You can't really get it to come back. You are literally just serving like a railroad all for length, trying to get it to hit the back wall though, because you can't get it to spin back.
Yeah,
as a right hander. Anyway.
Decent dead on, but yeah, it's
high
a good
ceiling,
court. Very high ceiling.
Again, it's exactly like in terms of characteristics for a court. What you don't really want is it to be like really narrow or really short, roof to be low or the outer play line to be low or something like that. It's the same thing.
If the timbre was normal, I think it'd be a really good court. The timbre's just not fair.
Why?
It's too quick, mate.
Well, it's no quicker than the rest of the court, and the angle's fair.
I think the timbre's quicker than the sidewall. I think it's all quicker.
It's all quicker, but that's...
No, but the timbre is rapid, mate. It's too quick.
Mate,
you can just hit the timbre and win.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have played at Queen's as a decent player.
Oh, before the timbre changed.
Before they washed all the walls down and tried to slow it down.
I was there that day.
Any timbre at Queen's would win you the point. Any timbre. It was ridiculous.
Because it was too quick.
Yeah, it would just fly off it.
Because I was there the day when the timbre changed.
Right.
To becoming like, I was working there and obviously they were just repairing the court and I was like, oh, is that what the court's like now?
Yeah. Like that. And it's better.
Yeah, it's better.
But again, like we were saying with Middlesex, all the characteristics of Lords are good.
Yeah, they are good.
You've got lots of space if you want to serve high. The penthouse is good for serving on.
Mint changing room.
Mint change. I mean, for me, it's the most impressive. Like I get most in awe walking into that place than any other place in the world.
Yeah.
Court-wise.
True.
And a lot of people would say Hampton Court, but like I worked and lived there for like years, so it's just kind of another day. When I walk through the gates at Lords,
playing real tennis, mate. Go on and you go.
I'm like, yeah, this is special. This is a very special place.
It's so historic as well. Like real tennis been on there for ages. So many great names have played there.
And also, something else we should say about Lords is that it has the biggest membership of any real tennis club in the world by miles.
As in the amount of active players that there are?
No, just the number of members.
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, because every cricket player remembers a real tennis member.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, very
You've got
good.
to put a stat out there.
Yeah, worldwide.
It's got the most number of members in the world.
Yeah, mate. You got guys in Jamaica, Sri Lanka. Yeah.
Fact, they're
real
members.
tennis members.
They can go and play. Well, Strauss and Hussein have been out there a few times.
Yeah, mate. Strauss is definitely a member. I don't know if Hussein is.
I think Strauss plays a welly.
Yeah, he does. Well, probably not that much. But
and do you know what? I think we probably said this in exactly the last podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
It's quite worrying.
Don't worry. But yeah, like it is pretty sick at Lords.
So where is it?
Where is Lords?
In the thirds for you.
Middle third.
Why did you say that?
The timbre's just too. I like it, but the timbre's just too bad. It's nice. Do you want to see a good rally of me at Lords?
Stop giving. Well, yeah, but it's not very fun for people to listen to.
Right, fine. It's a classic me rally.
Right, it just goes on forever. You just shovel everything on the back.
I end up hitting a main wall to win. Anyway, yeah, it's middle third just because I think like it is hard, but it'd be hard for the other player. But I think that it brings racket errors into play too much. I don't think that would suit me.
Yeah, if you could. It's like
you can have a mega rally and be on top, and then all of a sudden the ball just skids and you miss it. It's like, oh, for God's sake!
It's like it can be a bit like day one at Queen's for the British Open when you got
mate. Try playing with brand new balls at Lords,
and
mate.
You just chuck them in the corners, and people just frame it all day long, and it makes people look like they're rubbish, and they're really not.
Yeah, brand new balls at Lords is just like, oh my God, it's like the worst.
Top third for me.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it there. All right, we're not going to watch it now.
We're not.
I love it there. Love playing there. Love the physical demands and thinking if you.
Tell you what, I think I beat you at Lords.
Shut up. If you walked on court, sorry, a bit of a nibble. If you not as big as the nibble on court from you earlier. That was
fantastic. Bad. It's fine.
If you walk on court at Lords and you're just not quite feeling at the races,
mate,
it's game over.
Great example. So played Jamie Giddens there. Semis to the all-comers, and it was like a Sunday morning. I played on a Saturday. I had to drive down from Birmingham. It's like a 11 o'clock start, 5 love down.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh mate, this is
bad. This is too quick. I can't get to.
Yeah. I was like, my feet are still in the car here. Got back to 5-all, lost the set. But it was. I was just like, I was literally 5 love down, like nowhere, like absolutely nowhere, because it is just like if you're not quite there,
if you're not,
points just disappear.
If you're not quite feeling great, or just in your head, you're just like, I just don't feel like putting in 100% today. You're going to lose, easy. Like you said, like that court demands so much of you, and it's such a good test. Is why I just love it.
I always say it to my dad, it's the ultimate test for a real tennis player.
It's brilliant.
It'd be like batting on like a terrible wicket. Not a terrible wicket, like a super quick wicket.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just love it. I mean, yeah, you get some funky bounces off the floor, and that's really frustrating, and it is really annoying. But yeah, I just
mate, good for a main wall. Actually, it is good for a main wall because it off that main wall it just takes off.
Yeah, but do you know what? Because the walls are so true. The walls are so true in that place. It is unbelievable. It's great to hit main walls on. It's also, if you're the person trying to defend it, less scary. Because you can trust the bounce.
You can, you can.
You're just like, right, I can pick that and try and have a go. It might be too quick.
It doesn't half follow you, though. If you hit the main wall and you're like trying to defend one, it's like, oh no, that's coming into me.
Yeah. Yeah, not as much as Middlesex, though. Wow.
Yeah, it follows you.
That's like hitting plasticine. It hits a trampoline and just comes straight at you, even harder.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's my in terms of venue. In terms of court, it's top third because it's just one of the. Like you say, it's just the ultimate test.
It is the ultimate test.
It's brilliant, and why wouldn't you want to test yourself?
I agree.
And
it is mega test
for me. Like it's just the most special, so I love that place. Love going there.
Shame there's not more.
It's a shame they don't have the European Open anymore.
Good amateur stuff, to be fair. Like the Gold Racket's decent tournament.
Yeah,
that's a good tournament.
Absolutely.
It's a real challenge going there. Like I always get really pumped up for it because it's like you got like best of threes on a weekend, and then it's hard. If you're not up for it, you're gonna lose.
Got a few tours coming in to have a watch as well.
Literally, you can't hear them as well. Glass screen, it's perfect. They can do whatever.
Very
they want.
Good viewing, actually.
In it, because you can just talk and watch. Like I love that.
Yeah.
Why would you watch in the dead on?
It is good.
But yeah.
Bring back the European Open MCC.
Sponsored by Afghan Connection.
After post lockdown, obviously.
Yeah, do it. Bring it back. But no, that is probably Lords for today. Benno, what are you doing?
Good players from Lords. We must be looking at like quite old school here.
So many. JM Heathcote.
Okay. I mean, you're just gonna have to reel these off.
Who else from Lords? Who actually was a good player from Lords? No, but the thing is, no one started from Lords because they're like
that's always
they're like their field trophy team or Paul Roger teams like Man City. Like there's like Sheikh Mansour just ropes them all in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, we're not talking about Paul Roger teams, are we? Just who I don't really know of people that kind of started at Lords.
Brian Church.
Oh yeah, David Cole did he start there?
Yeah. Who else? Well, Mark and Chris Swallow.
Ryan and Swallow.
Yeah. Who else would have started at Lords?
I mean, I don't know.
I don't know any. Yeah, but they all just get bought in by like Sheikh Mansour. The attraction, biggest membership in the world.
There you go. You got a lot to choose from.
Yeah, you do. Pick out Aladdin from Fiji. But yeah, Benno, what you want for the rest? We're getting lunch, aren't we? Are we getting lunch?
Yeah, I need to finish work at some point, and then probably a bit of lunch, and then.
Where do you want to go?
Yeah, I don't know actually. I've got tomorrow off, so I might treat myself to a beer this evening.
Mate, right in lockdown, okay, and the fans can decide. Do you want me and Ben to do a podcast with beers?
Well, hang on, after beers.
During beers.
Well, yeah, beers during, but like 5 before.
Yeah, 5 before. Yeah, no, and we can record a podcast and see what it's like.
But do you know what?
We'll do a Q&A. We'll do a Q&A.
We'll do the obvious answer is yes.
Yeah,
obviously. And I want the answer to be yes.
Yeah, 100%.
But let's look at that one step further. The funny thing about if we do that is we will have to sit in our own respective houses on our own and chug 5 beers before on our own.
Mate, no one needs to know
before making the phone call.
That will be quite funny. I think the concept as a whole, could break the internet.
Be like sat at home like on a day off on like a Sunday, and Sally's like, Ben, what are you doing? It's 10 in the morning. So I'm prepping for the podcast.
I've got to have 5
got
beers.
Got a call at 12.
Yeah, I've got to have 5 beers. I've got to. We'll see what happens there. But no, I hope you enjoyed the vlog. Make sure you catch up on all the podcasts if you haven't already, because
you got a lot of time to listen to them.
Got a lot of time. There won't be any commutes to work because you won't be working. Okay, well, play a lot of real tennis this weekend, guys.